Copenhaver's Hermetica, Chapter 4, a discourse of Hermes to Tat, the missing bowl or the monad. Since the craftsman made the whole cosmos by reason's speech, not by hand, you should conceive of him as present, as always existing, as having made all things, as the one and only, and as having crafted by his own will the things that are. For this is his body, neither tangible nor visible, nor measurable, nor dimensional, nor like any other body. It is not fire, nor water, nor air, nor spirit, yet all things come from it. Because he is good, it was not for himself alone that he wished to make this offering and to adorn the earth. So he sent the man below, an adornment of the divine body, mortal life from life immortal. And if the cosmos prevailed over living things as something ever living, the man prevailed even over the cosmos through reason and mind. The man became a spectator of God's work. He looked at it in astonishment and recognized its maker. God shared reason among all people, O Tat, but not mind, though he begrudged it to none. Grudging envy comes not from on high. It forms below in the souls of people who do not possess mind. For what reason, then, did God not share mind with all of them, my father? He wanted it put between souls, my child, as a prize for them to contest. And where did he put it? He filled a great mixing bowl with it and sent it below, appointing a herald whom he commanded to make the following proclamation to human hearts. Immerse yourself in the mixing bowl, if your heart has the strength, if it believes you will rise up again to the one who sent the mixing bowl below, if it recognizes the purpose of your coming to be. All those who heeded the proclamation and immersed themselves in mind participated in knowledge and became perfect people because they received mind. But those who missed the point of the proclamation are people of reason, because they did not receive the gift of mind as well, and do not know the purpose or the agents of their coming to be. These people have sensations much like those of unreasoning animals, and since their temperament is willful and angry, they feel no awe of things that deserve to be admired. They divert their attention to the pleasures and appetites of their bodies, and they believe that mankind came to be for such purposes. But those who participate in the gift that comes from God, O Tat, are immortal rather than mortal, if one compares their deeds. For in a mind of their own they have comprehended all, things on earth, things in heaven, and even what lies beyond heaven. Having raised themselves so far, they have seen the good, and having seen it, they have come to regard the wasting of time here below as a calamity. They have scorned every corporeal and incorporeal thing, and they hasten toward the one and only. This, Tat, is the way to learn about mind, to resolve perplexities in divinity, and to understand God, for the mixing bowl is divine. I too wish to be immersed, my father. Unless you first hate your body, my child, you cannot love yourself. But when you have loved yourself, you will possess mind, and if you have mind, you will also have a share in the way to learn. What do you mean by this, father? My child, it is impossible to be engaged in both realms, the mortal and the divine, since there are two kinds of entities, corporeal and incorporeal, corresponding to mortal and divine. One is left to choose one or the other, if choice is desired. One cannot have both together when one is left to choose, but lessening the one reveals the activity of the other. Choosing the stronger, then, not only has splendid consequences for the one who chooses, in that it makes the human into a god, but it also shows reverence towards God. On the other hand, choosing the lesser has been mankind's destruction, though it was no offense to God, with this single reservation: just as processions passing by in public cannot achieve anything of themselves, though they can be a hindrance to others, In the same way, these people are only parading through the cosmos, led astray by pleasures of the body. Since this is so, Tat, what proceeds from God has been and will be available to us. May what comes from us be suited to it and not deficient. And the evils for which we are responsible, who chose them instead of good things, are no responsibility of God's. Do you see how many bodies we must pass through, my child? How many troops of demons, cosmic connections, and stellar circuits in order to hasten towards the one and only? For the good is untraversable, infinite and unending. It is also without beginning, but to us it seems to have a beginning, our knowledge of it. Thus, knowledge is not a beginning of the good, but it furnishes us the beginning of the good that will be known. So let us seize this beginning and travel with all speed, for the path is very crooked that leaves familiar things of the present to return to primordial things of old. Visible things delight us, but the invisible cause mistrust. Bad things are the more open to sight, but the good is invisible to what can be seen. For the good has neither shape nor outline. This is why it is like itself, but unlike all others. For the bodiless cannot be visible to the body. This is the difference between like and unlike, and the deficiency in the unlike with respect to the like. The monad, because it is the beginning and root of all things, is in them, all as root and beginning. Without a beginning there is nothing, and a beginning comes from nothing except itself if it is the beginning of other things. Because it is a beginning, then, the monad contains every number, is contained by none, and generates every number without being generated by any other number. But everything generated is imperfect and divisible, subject to increase and decrease. None of this happens to what is perfect, and what can be increased takes its increase from the monad. But it is defeated by its own weakness, no longer able to make room for the monad. Such then, Tat, is God's image, as best as I have been able to sketch it for you. If your vision of it is sharp and you understand it with the eyes of your heart, believe me, child, you shall discover the road that leads above, or, rather, the image itself will show you the way. For the vision of it has a special property. It takes hold of those who have had the vision and draws them up, just as the magnet stone draws iron, so they say. End of chapter 4.